New on Curiosity Stream.
Just because it hasn't been done before doesn't mean you can't.
Watch Earth's greatest minds forge our path to a better tomorrow. It's engineering the future. And Jaws, Star Wars, The Godfather, E.T. The biggest movies have even bigger music. From King Kong to The Dark Knight. See how musicians scored Hollywood's greatest hits on great film composers' music of the movies. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Hey, Ola, it's Miles. Thank you guys for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast.
Have you heard our newest podcast? It's called The Greatest Story Never Told.
Download it today on radio.com. Be sure to subscribe. New episodes are uploaded every Tuesday at noon.
The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Our question, Men's Room blank style. I put the blank and the blank one. And here come those emails from the Men's Room at KISW.com.
You've got mail. You've got mail.
All right, for time's sake, let's just jump right into the birthdays. Guys, today is the my terror of a son known as Bryson's birthday. We listen to your show every day. Can he get a big old Ola Bichola and a big dummy? All things he loves to yell at me in the car. Thanks, boys, and LARP on. That from Jaden.
What's he asking
you
for?
Got an Ola Bichola? Who's got the Ola Bichola?
Oh, he wants an Ola Bichola. My bad. God damn it. Sorry. Hold on. Let's try this again. Oh, man, we changed it out.
We did. Wow. Dummy.
Well, Ola Bichola to you.
Hang on a second. Yeah, still labeled Ola Bichola. Oh, yeah, this is the real horrible happy birthday song.
Oh, okay.
Please, continue.
This is the song, the happy birthday song they play when somebody's just stabbed you and you're bleeding
Or they
out.
do when you
That's
die.
what Marilyn Manson plays.
When you die on your birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Sorry you died.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday,
So
dear
mysterious and spooky.
Boy, that's upbeat.
I had no choice but to take your life.
On your birthday.
But Joel, I want to give a birthday shout out to my good friend of mine, Max. He listens to you guys all the way down in Argentina.
Oh,
he turns
nice.
21 today and is an intelligence officer in the Army. So can we get the dirty Germans talking about the very intelligent things that he can do for his birthday tonight?
Yeah, if you're in Argentina, I would like to offer you the Argentinian tube steak.
Yeah, this doesn't seem that hard. It's Argentina. Every time I watch the World Cup, your women are beautiful.
Yeah.
I suggest you grab 2 bowls of buttocks.
Get a steak first.
Yeah, the tube steak. That is first.
Yeah, I mean, you're in Argentina.
No. 2020 has been long, yeah. You grab that buttocks. Then you eat steak.
Right.
God damn it, man. I'd order a steak right now.
Guys, I was going to send in my only birthday request on my 10th year of listening, but I forgot. Anyway, I've now been listening to you guys for 11 of the 28 years on this planet, and would like to request a single sound effect, the thunderclap sound that Thrill accidentally hits instead of the wrong answer buzzer on Profile This. Seriously, though, I hope you guys keep going until one of you inevitably loses the ability to speak from years of smoking. I've been listening almost every day since I started my first job and look forward to listening for years to come. Cheers, guys. That from Chris.
I think I got it right, but you have to remember, I only hit this when I mess up. So I think this is right.
Oh,
no, wait. Hang on, wait. There we go.
Yes.
There we go.
All the bitches, I would like to give a big birthday shout out to my lovely badass daughter, Casey. She is a Black Hawk pilot in the Washington State National Guard. It's her 29th trip around the sun. Could you give her a suck it up? And the dirty Germans talking about being a badass helicopter pilot. Thanks, guys. That from Casey's dad.
So, suck it up, cupcake!
Yeah, I would let you film a movie with you. It's a different version of Black Hawk Down.
Yes, so I will promise you this, the German Black Hawk never goes down.
Yeah. I was disappointed when I saw the movie.
Yeah, I saw
it was about the helicopter. I must have heard you wrong.
Yeah, I saw that movie too.
Black Hawk Down, my bad.
Yeah, I saw that movie. So in this version, if you do a good job, you'll get necklace. Not tomato.
Guys, today's my 30th birthday. I know damn well no one will put in a request for me, so here I am. I'm an apartment maintenance tech and would love an original fish sandwich montage. The Dirty Germans explaining why it's important to maintain. Thanks, guys. That from Robbie.
Can I get
A fillet of fish sandwich.
So you know I got
I'll have a fish sandwich.
Oh, brother, can I have a fish sandwich? With the cheese and the tartar on the side.
I'll order a fish sandwich.
Is it too early for a fish sandwich? Cheese and tartar on the side. Oh, yeah. I smell the fish sandwich. Maybe some dinner relish in the morning. At noon and at night.
I'll buy you a fish sandwich. So you don't want a fish sandwich?
Yeah, it is always important to maintain because you never know when you'll be ready for sexy time. I am trimmed up perfectly in the shape of mouse ears.
Yeah, you know, again, it's been such a long year. Sometimes you don't maintain. And since the next morning you surprise yourself and you go pee. Yeah, so you ever have a few beverages and then just decide to trim some bushes? Oh. Yeah. So it comes the next day, I was as surprised as you were.
This happened lately?
Yeah, like 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah, sexy grooming fairy visited you in your sleep.
I know. I woke up and I was like, oh!
You didn't cut yourself or anything?
No. Okay. I mean, I had to kind of get some spots I missed, but I was just like, all right, I guess, I don't know, I guess we decided at midnight it was time to clean up. For nothing.
All the naked ladies in Men's Room Reds for everyone. Today's my brother's 45th birthday, and since my family and I can't spend the day with him or even visit him, I can't think of anything better for a birthday present than this. So please give me your penis is too small. Oh my God, what the F is that? And maybe some dirty Germans talking about working at the Fred Meyer. That from the creepy neighborhood ginger.
Oh my God, what the is that, bro?
Yeah, I once knew a Fred Meyer. I did not work at him, but I certainly worked on him.
Yeah, he has this Fred Meyer has great benefits. This is the Germans love a benefit. It's like the benefit of sleeping with you.
Yeah, and his brother Oscar always offer you his wiener.
You know, honestly, I've loved this Fred Meyer. He's got groceries, clothing, liquor. Mm-hmm. Freddy's great store.
Oh, yeah. Guys, love the show. Want to give a 50-second birthday shout-out to my husband, Brian from Marysville. Could you guys throw a cut in that bitch off and Coach Ted pick-me-up talk? Cheers, guys. Love you. That from the lovely Angie.
How old's Angie?
This is for her husband, Brian, who's 52.
Brian's 52.
Next caller.
Oh, God, I hit the wrong
Oh,
button.
Big Dummy, you're a day early there.
I'm contagious.
Jesus.
It's hitting the wrong button.
I wish I had a button to press.
There you got it. There it is.
I would not mess with that computer, dog. That thing might
I know. But I have no computer for a week. Brian. All right, Brian, you're turning 52, and I know what you're thinking. What am I going to do for my birthday? Well, don't worry, Coach has you covered. We're going to be positive. First thing, whatever you're going to get your wife for Christmas, take that money and go buy that big-ass steak. Some of them are offering takeout. She doesn't need it. She's thinking about you this year. It's been a tough year. It's your damn day. It's your damn month. Enjoy it.
And this was kind of a weird one. This email, we've had 2 emails from this one account, correct?
Okay.
One was from last year, and it was for her husband's birthday. He was 40 years old.
What did
and
she say last year?
Yeah, well, and then she sends the update.
Okay.
For his 41st birthday.
Okay.
From last year, I want to give a 40th birthday shout out to Love My Life, Red Bearded Stud Brett, kind and gentle man, great father, lover alike, despite his rogue appearances, hung like an ox, forever thankful for the love he gives me. We're avid listeners, huge fans, consistently attending Pain in the Grass Live Day, all the other badass soirees you guys host. I'd love to hear the Dirty Germans talking about Brett's sexy, wonderful smelling beard in addition to the big 4-0. Thanks, guys. That from Haley.
Okay.
Now Brett is 41 years old.
All right, nice.
And here's an update. Olacholas, yet another year has passed. A grueling one at that. But that red, bearded stud Brett is still hung like an ox. Perhaps hanging even slightly lower than the previous year. But the truth remains. Despite his 40th year driving him and me apart, I wanted to wish him a very happy 41st birthday today nonetheless. All what I wouldn't give to brew a pot of tea, grab the grape Kool-Aid, and take that red beard for one final stupefying ride. But hey, sexy British nurses don't always get their way. I will never truly understand why we parted ways when we should have just hit the sheets, but his choices and feelings are none of my business. Brett, if you're listening, your ox-like ways are sorely missed. Sadly, the only sore thing around here, but hey, have yourself a great birthday. I've been working my ass off caring for those with COVID. There may be a little pent-up sexual tension conveyed here today.
But you hide it.
But please don't judge people. Who knows? Maybe Brett will hear this and fancy a warm English muffin on his birthday after all. Cheers, guys. Thanks for the laughs each day. Stay merry and bright. Let's give me your penis is too small since he is hung
So they
like
broke up, huh?
But she still wants some of that red bearded D.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was laying it down. I got a red beer. I just don't have the ox thing.
All right, guys, here you go. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
BJ.
Ya's a Dirty Germans, brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
Now, the men's room wants to know who sucks last?
Yay! Time for Who Sucks Last. Steven Throw, you bring us 3 stories from the news each and every week. All of them suck to some degree, but it is up to us to try to determine, out of the 3 stories, which sucks the least. Now, if you happen to like KISW on Facebook, the debate is already underway on today's Who Sucks Less.
Yes, indeed. And as I stated at the top of the show, we call this Flying the Friendly Skies. And all of these stories, they're similar, but there's a distinct difference in each one. And we involve Delta Airlines, British Airways, and a cheap discount airline out of Europe called Transavia, sorry. But let's start with Delta Airlines. They are apologizing after a Michigan man sat in the feces that was left behind by a service dog. Matthew Meehan, he'd already sat down on his flight from Atlanta to Miami when he realized that feces was all over his seat and the surrounding floor. He says, quote, I was literally in it. Now, he said he asked flight attendants for help cleaning up, but they only provided 2 paper towels and a small bottle of Bombay Sapphire gin, which, if it's me, I would have drank. Anyway, he cleared himself and he cleaned himself as best he could and the seat. But when he spoke to a manager, he said that the manager was dismissive and asked what his problem was. Speaking to a news outlet, Meehan said, quote, I had to step back for a moment and say, all right, keep your composure. You do not want to be one of these people that you see on the news getting kicked off a plane. Meanwhile, I'm covered in dog feces. Well, he and fellow passengers laid a blanket on the seats for the remainder of the flight, and upon arrival, aircraft was taken out of service, cleaned, and disinfected. But this didn't help him. According to Delta, an ill service animal was aboard the previous flight. He was, in fact, offered a full refund and additional compensation, but he's still, now granted, it's a short flight from Miami to Atlanta, but when you're sitting in a pile of someone else's dog's poop, it's not short enough.
No.
Delta. Now let's go to Transavia Airlines, where a pilot, he was forced to make an emergency landing after a fight. And the fight was caused by a passenger, as he refused to stop farting. Apparently, the passenger kept breaking wind aboard the airlines. The flight was from Dubai to Amsterdam. Well, 2 Dutchmen sitting next to him did not take very kindly to his constant flatulence, but the man was unashamed and apparently not put off, and he refused to hold back. Members of the crew of the Dutch low-cost airline were apparently even less sympathetic and refused to do anything about it. I mean, what can you do? Well, despite a warning from the pilot, a fight between the men then broke out, causing the flight to be diverted to Vienna. Police boarded the plane with dogs, removed 2 sisters and 2 men after the pilot made a report about the passengers. They removed the
Flying Dutchman, but they didn't remove the guy who was farting?
The women are now taking the Dutch budget airline to court after being removed from the flight and said, we didn't have anything to do with this. That's between those 2 guys, the guy that wouldn't stop farting, but yeah, the 2 Dutch guys and these 2 sisters who had nothing to do with it. They all had to deal with the police. Now let's go to British Airways, a fine airline, if ever there was one. Well, a British Airways flight was forced to turn around because of, and this is a quote, a smelly poo. The plane was heading from Heathrow to Dubai. It's a 7-hour flight. I cannot possibly pronounce the name of this particular passenger, but he was on board and he tweeted, quote, insane. Our British Airways flight to Dubai returned back to Heathrow because of a smelly poo in the toilet. He later told the newspaper, quote, the pilot made an announcement requesting senior cabin crew, so we knew something was a bit odd. About 10 minutes later, he said, you may have noticed there's quite a pungent smell coming from one of the toilets. He said it was liquid fecal excrement. We call it diarrhea. Those are the words that he used. Now, the plane has been airborne for just 30 minutes when it turned around. The next available flight was 15 hours later. So passengers had to be put up in a hotel overnight. Speaking to Radio 1's Greg James, a woman named Sarah, who works for the airline, said, quote, when you're up at that altitude, the captain has to be pressurized. So the problem is that anything like that is actually a health and safety problem because only 50% of the air is being recycled and cleaned. In a statement, British Airways said a decision was taken to return to the safety and comfort back at Heathrow Airport. And they went on to say, we're very sorry for the discomfort of our customers. We provided them with hotel accommodations and rescheduled the flight to depart the next day. So there you got it. Like I said, they're all very similar, but a little different. You have the guy in Delta Airlines who sat in the poop left by a service dog in a previous flight. They gave him 2 paper towels and a bottle of gin. We have the Transavia flight where a fight broke out because the guy would not stop farting. And they ended up throwing off the 2 Dutch guys that were not farting and 2 other people that had nothing to do with it. But the farter, he continued on. And finally, British Airways who determined that somebody laid down the law, as they say in the bathroom, and it was so bad, we're going to return to the airport. You're going to have to wait 15 hours.
All right, Ted, before we debate here, we got a couple comments. If you like the men's room and KISW on Facebook. Daylene says, fart dude sucks way less. Rachel agrees. The farting guy.
That's the one that actually caused a fight.
Yeah. Michelle says Farty McFartface.
Farty McFartface,
right.
Okay.
The farting pastor, according to Rob. A lot of people are saying the fart man sucks the least, according to Megan and David and Elizabeth.
See, I think British Airways pooper sucks the least. Because he pooped in the bathroom. You do the best you can. He's not trying to have the plane turned around. It's just you pooped and it was that bad, and they turned around. Farting guy, and look, I'm all about farting on a plane, but if somebody called me out and said we're going to fight, I would stop.
Well, and farting guy could go to the bathroom.
Sure.
Right? Like, he could have done something. I'm with you. British Airways guy, like, he can't help that his stomach made a terrible mess.
Right, there's one poop, he's done.
Right, now it's a 15-hour flight, but at least they were, or 15 hours for the next flight, but at least they were only a half hour in.
And you're responsible for your dog. So if your dog poops in someone's yard, that's your responsibility.
You pick it up.
If it makes a mess on the seat, I know you don't want to.
On the seat.
Did they give that dude a bottle of gin or an airplane bottle of gin?
They gave him an airplane bottle of
That's
gin.
Not
That's like
enough.
And two paper towels.
Jesus.
Think about it.
They should give you like a handful of Tito's just to clean it up.
That's what I'm saying. They gave him a bottle of
to
Bombay
clean up.
Sapphire.
They were going to use the gin to clean up the.
That's what they gave it.
Oh,
2
the hell
paper
did
towels.
I thought you meant they gave him to him to drink to just calm his ass down.
That's what I thought, too.
Here's
Really?
2 paper towels.
Oh, hell no.
And a bottle of gin.
He gets moved to first class, eats and drinks for free the entire flight, right?
Well, nobody in first class wants to deal with this guy. He's nice. He smells like dog ass.
Debate continues on Who Sucks Less. If you like KISW on Facebook, you are listening to The Men's Room.
New on Curiosity Stream, she was a loving wife, a devoted mother. She also stole atomic secrets and gave them to the Soviets. Meet the woman whose deception kick-started the Cold War on the spy who stole the atom bomb. And
what if they catch you?
Then I shall be shot.
They're coming! Come back!
relive history's most death-defying escapes. It's Impossible Escapes, Civil War. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
Well, great balls of fire, Bubba.
What happened, Buford?
That crazy son of a Sal blew right through that four-way stop of Main Street and plowed into my cowboy Cadillac.
Your what?
My pickup truck. And I'm pretty sure my leg is broken, Ted.
Oh, quit your bitching, Buford, and talk with those side busters at the Advocates Law Firm. When I got busted up last month, well, shoot, they made sure those snakes at the insurance company played fair.
Boy, howdy. Even that creepy so-and-so Kyle earned his keep.
So if you get injured, the advocates get results. AdvocatesLaw.com.
The Men's Room is in progress. 99.9 KISW and KISW HD1 Seattle.
Coming up in minutes, we'll drink a toast with a shot of the day, and we do have your headlines on the way 1 hour from now. But first, a quick check-in with Mike Hawk and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
All right, a man in Georgia stabbed a Dunkin' Donuts employee because they were out of the flavor that he wanted.
Come on, man. I mean, come on.
Right.
Teenager.
A teenager did it.
No, the employee was just a teenager. He's like, look, we don't have it.
Right. I don't know what to tell you. I just work here. I serve what's here, and it's not here. Great work.
I wonder what flavor it was.
Right? Had to be a seasonal one, right? Because other than that, they should, you'd think, would have more of whatever flavor it was. unless it's just like a left field flavor.
Or you like something that's remarkably popular, and that's why they ran out.
That's fair.
I mean, who knows?
You couldn't find one other thing that you liked.
Right.
You know?
And we're so enraged that you stabbed an employee.
Right.
Good
like,
work.
look, if they don't have something, just order something else. It might not be what
Or
you
stab
want.
them. That's,
Right.
I'm pretty sure that's on the sign. If we don't have what you're looking for, please stab us.
Right. 100 people bull rushed into a Walmart in an attempt at getting a PS5, some having waited 7 hours in the cold. The Walmart didn't have any in stock.
Did they say they did, or did people just assume they did?
I think people assumed that they did, because honestly, if they said that they did and people did this, I feel like that's somehow legally reprehensible. Yeah. False advertising and all that, but yeah.
Usually that's the Black Friday trick. We have PS5s. You have 3 in stock, so you're not lying, right? But then you get the free advertising and saying, hey, we're getting a shipment in on Monday at this store at this location. And you don't spend a dime.
Mm-hmm. A stranger saved a 4-year-old girl after she was swept in the ocean by a huge wave and disappeared before anybody could thank them.
I read this. It's called a sneaker wave. Right. I picture a bunch of Nikes rolling in, but obviously that's not what it is. But they were they're at a river where the river meets a bay or something.
They've been there like all day.
Yeah, and this wave came in, and I guess they had 2 or 3 kids. Luckily, one was 16 months old, so Dad had the kid already in his arms.
Sure.
So Dad managed to protect that one. The other kid went out, but managed to get back, and the third kid said that she was like 40 feet out in the water by the time you kind of got your wits about you.
No kidding.
Somebody else ran the hell out there, got the girl back to shore, then rolled
Fished her back in.
You'll see warnings on the Oregon coast for those.
That's where they were. Yeah,
sneaker waves.
Yeah.
Well, right. What is it? Is it what's the town in Oregon? Is it Westport? Where like that river is the Columbia meets the ocean, and it's like one of the most dangerous.
That may have been where they were
places to ever be.
But where's the bar there? What's the bar?
I haven't been there.
Oh, okay.
I know.
It's too dangerous. He's not going.
Go to Astoria and go to the Fort Collins Brewing Company.
Oh, there you go. Miles is on this one. Yeah. Thanks for the backup.
I got you. If you go to Longview, it's just nothing. Nothing.
Police in Canada have gotten 2 calls reporting suspicious men because they were wearing shorts in the cold.
What is going on in Canada? Like, we don't have anything else to do. Like, look at that guy wearing shorts. Let's call the cops.
Why is that suspicious?
They did it twice.
They did.
But I mean, like, what do you think
cold
they're
for
up
shorts.
to?
He's too crazy, man. There's no way that anybody would be wearing shorts.
Right.
Yeah.
It was minus 1 degree Celsius.
And you'll never guess what they were doing out there in the cold with shorts on.
Drinking.
They were working out.
They were exercising.
Oh, no crap.
Yeah, man.
All right, that makes a lot more sense.
Right.
This guy's running in shorts. He must have stole something.
But I mean, even if I'm a cop, like, I'm sorry, what's the problem? They're in shorts and it's cold. Like, I'm not showing up for this.
Right.
I don't care.
This is
not a
not
crime.
my problem. A 9-pound goldfish was found in a lake in South Carolina.
I saw the picture of that thing, man. That's
It's massive. Haven't they actually said, like, goldfish are an incredibly invasive fish species?
Yeah, they're carp.
Yeah.
They're carp.
They're going to eat everything and just completely take over whatever they get into.
Like they don't tell you that the hamster or the gerbil is a mouse or whatever. Or,
Right.
It's the same thing. They don't have a carp.
Right.
I mean, and that's the truth, right? Because, like, I want to say in Hawaii, you can't own a hamster. They're like, look, they're goddamn rodents, and if the thing gets out here, there's going to be a billion of them.
Right.
We don't want it.
Right. Exactly. Police got into a chase with a man walking around a grocery store bottomless. Like, completely bottomless.
Yes.
He didn't just not have pants on.
See, that's different than the guys in shorts.
Right. This guy was Donald Ducking it. That's not okay.
Like, I can see his penis.
If you could and you were Donald Ducking it, where in the grocery store would you go first?
I would stay away from the refrigerated section. I'm going to try to look good.
I'm still going through the beer aisle.
Maybe the beer. You know what? I feel like if you go to the right grocery store, they have like a big cheese display. I don't know. I feel like it would bother everyone there the most.
Or if you got samples, you mean?
Yeah, I feel
look,
like,
if I'm
ooh,
Donald Ducking it, my junk is hanging out.
Yeah.
I'm going to the deli, the meat counter.
Going to the deli.
It's like, you're going to have to cut that steak for me.
I'm going to get a big DiGiorno frozen pizza to cover my front side.
Got a hole in the box.
Exactly. Just walk around that thing in the front.
I also think it might be funny because you could see my penis that I'm just walking around the store eating a carrot.
Don't read into it, people.
Yeah. Pervert.
Don't
make it
worry
weird
about it.
All right, don't make it weird, dude.
Keep staring at me. It's getting uncomfortable.
See something you like?
My eyes are up here.
According to a new survey, 2/3 of Americans say that quarantine has given them more time to work on their hobbies or small jobs.
Yeah.
We actually have a list.
Quarantine.
We have a list of the top 10 hobbies and random jobs people have been able to finally devote some time to during the quarantine. So what do you guys think as far as hobbies, real jobs?
Gardening, cooking.
Real jobs.
I'm going to guess like the sewing or crochet kind of stuff.
Okay.
Based on the Queen's Gambit, I'm going to say chess.
Oh, God.
All right, I like it. Yeah, so
Bacon.
here we go. Top
Bacon.
10 hobbies and random jobs.
Hondas.
Number 10, photography.
Okay, yeah.
Simple enough. Basically, everybody's got a camera on their in their pocket to some capacity. People will have better cameras as their hobby progresses. So
everybody's a photographer now.
Exactly.
I know too. Like Thrill was one of the first people I ever knew that like specifically would just go out and take pictures and liked it.
But I did a weird thing out of camera.
A real one.
Right. And my buddy Joe has a bunch of cameras like it, but I don't know. That's just one of the, and there's nothing. I sound pissy, but I promise I'm not.
But you really don't see that much anymore. People walking around with a really nice rig with a camera.
Sure.
I feel like there's a lot of photographers now.
I think people were starting to get suspicious, Miles. You just see some random dude out in the park just taking pictures of people.
I don't know. I respect it. I think people and cameras.
So do I.
You can get great cameras for cheaper now.
Right.
Go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Number 9, playing an instrument. I think a lot of people learn how to play an instrument.
Yeah.
Oh, more like the skid flute, am I right?
Oh, damn it.
I never need to practice. It turns out I was a virtuoso.
Strumming the old one-string guitar.
Oh, yeah.
Dum, 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 dum.
These are the list of the top 10 hobbies and random jobs we picked up during quarantine. Number 8.
They're called the slap and pop.
I mean, I am playing air bass pretty good these days.
Number 8, fixing the car.
Okay.
If you can.
Right. Yeah, fix the car.
Take the thing apart, take a
Drive
look
it to
at
nowhere.
There you go.
Want to meet for dinner? Nah, I'm going to work on the car.
It's all good. Number 7, camping and hiking.
Oh, that's a good call.
Because you didn't get out.
Exactly.
You could do it.
It was I remember that was one of the things that people pushed for the most when the lockdowns were at its hardest. Like, dude, let us go out camping. Let us just get out into the wilderness, out in the open. I'm tired of these 4 walls. I need to breathe. Let me out and go camping.
There are some very good blogs out there, and I believe a New York Times article about this group of, hey, let's go camping.
Go!
So, which sounds like a great idea. You've never been, though. So they're just saying all the trials and tribulations, so to speak, of these people who've never done this before. Didn't understand, like, hey, you can't just keep a Snickers bar in your pocket. And, you know what I mean? Like, just basic stuff. And
exactly.
One woman showed up, and her pack was 75 pounds. She bought, like 5 different changes of clothes with her, 4 or 5 pairs of shoes.
75 pounds?
Set up your tent at the bottom of the hill.
Pack. I mean, that's one of the bigger packs you could get. You could stuff maybe 65, 70 pounds.
She's the woman you see at the airport, a baggage claim, and all of her suitcases are leopard print.
Right.
And you can't believe how many suitcases she has.
Right. Always needs somebody to come over and help her out. Mm-hmm. What's the rule, Miles? No more than half your body weight?
As far as when you're hiking?
Yeah, your pack.
Oh, God. I mean, it depends on how far you're going and what you're doing and the elevation and everything else. I would say no more than...
a third of your body weight?
No, probably 40 pounds.
No more than 40 pounds?
I think 40 pounds is probably pushing it.
Right.
You got to remember, you're carrying a tent, you're carrying your backpack, you're carrying your pack, you're carrying your cooking stuff, you're carrying your food, you got all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. These are the top 10 hobbies and random jobs we picked up over quarantine. Number 6, Ted, what was the big sport that you were watching when there was no sports on? I partook in this one myself. Video games, buddy.
Oh, yeah, that's a good call. I was watching you guys on Twitch.
That's right. A lot of people picked up their Twitch streams and we're trying to make it as a gamer.
Oh, I told you my buddy, he's going to be done being a lawyer.
Yeah, man, he's done.
He's a professional gamer now.
He's got this. He's in a league and everything. Number 5, gardening.
Gardening?
Is that a hobby?
Yeah.
I mean,
people love to garden.
I know, but I feel like at a certain point it's just maintenance. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not my hobby to vacuum, but I vacuum.
I think there's a difference between having a garden and gardening.
You know what? You're 100%
When you're gardening,
correct.
you're looking at soil, you're looking at seeds, you're looking at the time of year, you're looking at how much water, how much of whatever crap I need to put in there to make this thing grow.
Right.
From what I've heard, that you grow this thing so that the soil has a certain richness for when you put this thing in there. All that kind of fun stuff.
So my neighbor does, man. It just, you ask him any question, he's like, oh man, well that's a sea adrenaline vitamin. Dandelions. I'm like, bro, it's like a doctor.
Right.
If I have a broken pinky, just say that. Don't go through the big Latin version of whatever the hell it is. But, I mean, it doesn't matter what you plant. It will tell you, hey, man, next year if you plant that same thing,
right,
you want to plant this because it turns the it's all he does. And he grows great weed.
I actually did hear about that. That some people will actually grow a certain species of corn that has, like, no nutritional value because, like, tomatoes that they grow or something else that they grow.
Yeah, the next thing.
Afterwards, right. What is left behind by that corn stalk actually gives it even more nutrients.
Next time I'm at somebody's house, I'm like, this is from my garden. I'm going to go, I
prefer store-bought.
He didn't do it right. These are the top 10 hobbies and random jobs that people picked up during quarantine. Doggone it. Quarantine. Number 4, home improvement.
Yeah, sure.
Fixing things up around the house.
You look around and you go, what can I do?
Right.
Exactly. I'm bored.
What should I do?
Let's tear this wall down. Number 3, exercise.
No.
That is not number 3. A lot of people said, I focused a little bit more. That just means you thought about it more.
Yeah, I don't believe that part.
Well, gyms weren't even open.
Right.
They're closed again. Like, where was everybody exercising? I mean,
Exactly.
I get go out. Maybe people picked up running.
These are other places.
Yeah.
Right.
These are places where they went the hell with it.
Exactly. All right. Number 2, reading and writing.
Okay.
A lot of time to yourself. Going to write your memoirs. You're going to read your memoirs. All fun. Good stuff.
Day
and this
120. I'm losing my goddamn mind.
Any final guesses as to what the number 1 hobby or random job is that we picked up during the quarantine time?
Cooking.
I'm with Miles. Cooking.
Baking.
Good answer.
Good answers. This is the number 1 hobby and or random job that people picked up during the quarantine that they finally had time to devote on. You guys nailed it. It's cooking.
Yeah. Exciting.
2020 has broken another world record, and it involves porta potties.
What do you mean?
I'll tell you all about it 1 hour from now.
Thank you, Mike Hawk. Headlines are on the way 1 hour from now. In the meantime, let's get a contestant on the line for Profile This. We'll take caller 9 at 206-421-ROCK. All right, my man, it's drinking time.
New on Curiosity Stream.
Just because it hasn't been done before doesn't mean you can't.
Watch Earth's greatest minds forge our path to a better tomorrow. It's engineering the future. And Jaws, Star Wars, The Godfather, E.T. The biggest movies have even bigger music. From King Kong to The Dark Knight. See how musicians scored Hollywood's greatest hits on great film composers' music of the movies. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.